Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 72 of my podcast, Brain Dribble, where I have had my air conditioner off for 3 minutes and I can already feel the temperature skyrocketing in my room. It is apparently summer now. It is May 22nd as of me recording this, and we have just skipped spring altogether. There was about 2 weeks of spring, and now it is full on 95 degrees. So as if it wasn't clear already, it is confirmed. There's no such thing as seasons. There's just, it's getting hotter and boom, it's hot. I don't know if it's that or if time is just going really quickly and it feels like there was no transition season, because my allergies are totally still here, but it's way too hot. And I think it'll cool back down. We all exaggerate, a little bit. We exaggerate it's going to be 70s this week. So maybe I am exaggerating. Maybe there is spring and it's just different. But it just feels different now. And whatever it is, I'm not a fan of it. And we'll never go back to the way it used to be. And it used to be better. It used to be perfect. There was a day that spring happened and then it was spring. And then summer happened and then it was summer. And nothing out of the ordinary ever. Like, we have those random days where 2 days back to back it's 95 degrees. That never happened as a kid. And this isn't even me just remembering it wrong, because I gotta make a point for global warming, because it's just factual. It just started getting worse as time went on. And I don't know, what part of it is it growing up and realizing that is it losing childhood wonderment that caused us to believe that the climate's getting worse? How many people in the world did there used to be when I was born? World population. Yeah, so there are currently 2 billion more people alive now than were alive 23 years ago. And what do we do about that? It's just going to keep on going up. And then I wonder if there seems to be this narrative happening socially where generally there's a group of people who are women who hate men, and there are a group of people who are men and hate women. And it feels like, I don't know if I'm just scouring the wrong parts of the internet, but it seems to me like these numbers of people who just hate men because they're women and hate women because they're men, not trans, they hate them because you don't like the opposite sex. There seems to be this push socially to dislike the opposite sex because of the cliche gender roles that are now being a thing, where there's just the Chad who wants to fuck and just is creepy and is a fucking asshole. And then there's the women who are like, fuck the patriarchy. I hate all men. Fuck all men. But then they still date men. And it's like, why do you hate men so much? What did your father do to you? There seems to be this growth of people in both categories that just, I wonder if it's planned or it's just our nature preserving itself to make, like, the population's getting pretty fucking high and we need to mitigate that somehow. It's like, what if we just make it socially fucked to, like, meet someone and have a relationship and have a kid eventually, which is what that leads to usually. It seems harder now to have a kid. Everything's taken longer. Social pressures of just like, fuck women, fuck men, or whatever. And then there's the financial aspect, which is like, there's less resources. There's 2 billion more people to share the same resources. So it's just like, it won't be that crazy eventually to hear of a 40-year-old virgin. Like these people, these fucking incels who grew up on the internet. I'm one of them. I grew up on the I grew up on the internet. I'm not an incel though, but I've definitely had very few encounters. I've had one real relationship in my 3 years of, dude, do I know how old I am or what? In my 23 years of life, I've had one real relationship because I was one of those people who grew up on the internet and there's just no one. And I never developed social skills, so I don't look people in the eye, and that makes people think that I don't like them because I am really if there was an Olympics for not showing attraction, I would win it every fucking year. They go every 4 years. I would win it every year. I would win top four every fucking 4 years. One for every year of me just ignoring social cues that flirting in you know, I don't know how to flirt. I don't know when people are flirting with me. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And so I just pretend that I hate them. No, not hate. Hate is the wrong word. I pretend that I don't like someone because I like them. Because it terrifies me to do anything about it. I can like someone and they will never know because I just don't show it in the slightest because I don't know how. Oh, dude. This is so fucked. Yesterday, I walked around like all day. I was just active all day. And I think what your body does when you're moving around is like, oh, we're in hunting mode. We have to be not allergic to things. And it all builds up over the whole entire day. Especially when you don't eat. You just like, your body's in survival mode and we're like trying to get food. You know, we're working right now, so we're not allergic to anything right now. We have time later to be allergic to things. And so it just builds up the entire fucking day. And then the next day, you sound like this. So I believe that is what I am experiencing right now. The effects of having a day outside. I think the more time that you spend in nature, the more that your body becomes accustomed to it. Isn't that wild? I think I might have been so allergic to things because I barely spent any time outside. If you're allergic to the outdoors and you spend time outdoors, your body will like be, you know, in a fighting mode because that's what the outdoors is. The inside is just sterile and there's no pollutants. So like every time you go inside, your body like just can rest. And it just catches up on all that pollen that you inhaled. And then you sound like nasally, like I do right now. Even if you get in a car, the moment I get in a car and like it's clean or whatever, I start sneezing because my body's no longer working on fighting the pollen that was outside because we're inside and it's clean now. So it just like builds up and then you fight it. I don't know what to do with this information, but that's my hypothesis as to why I am so nasally right now. I'm so congested, just having the most snot. Yeah, I can feel the temperature slowly rising, and it is going to keep on rising until it is approximately 90 degrees. And then it's all trapped in this room and there's a computer on and it's just heating up and it's heating up. And I had my AC blasting on max for like the past 2 hours to try and get nice and cool for this podcast. But it is going to get sweaty. We're going to get hot and wet with it, dude. This podcast is going to be off the chain. It's going to be wild. It's going to be globs of sweat. I'm gonna have to start using a t-shirt. Even though I have paper towels, I'm gonna have to use a t-shirt so that I don't know, it could be a wet t-shirt contest. A wet t-shirt contest, but sweat. You know? When I was walking around yesterday, I looked like one of those people who are trying to lose weight, so they sweat a lot. I sweat a lot. And you can see it all over my shirt that I was fucking working. You could see it on my shirt. You could smell me from a mile away. You could just see it right on my shirt that I will reek walking past you. Speaking of reeking, I bought deodorant. I was riding this wave of you don't need deodorant because I don't know. I had always thought, so I'm a little bit of, you don't know me, I'm a little bit of a hippie. So I tend to believe that your body overproduces shit because you use shit on your body. And then because if you like block the pores, then it's like all building up some way. I feel like something is bad about that. So I stopped using deodorant because I ran out. And I went to the store and I saw $7. $7? Hell no, I'm not spending that. So I just didn't buy deodorant, and I haven't worn deodorant in like a month. And I think I am going to stop doing that because there were definitely some times where I was around people and I smelled and they didn't say anything because they're nice. And I don't want that to ever be the situation. As far as I know, I have never been that guy who smells. I feel like this past month, I have just accepted that I may be the guy who smells. And I think I'm ready to fix my overcorrection. The fact that I didn't want to buy deodorant because it's $7. But how often do you really go through deodorant? $7 for what? 4 months? So I bought deodorant and I'll use it when I'm around people. Fine. I guess I'll smell good for you. I didn't know I was trying to prove something, but I feel bad for my friends. Fine, I'll be a normal person just so you don't have to smell my body. Because I got a sweaty gene. Whatever genes I got when I was a kid, when my parents boinked, whatever half, I definitely got my dad's sweaty half. I got my dad's sweat all covered. I'm covered in my father's sweat. If you think about it, technically, since I'm a product of my parents, every time I sweat, I'm covered in my dad's sweat. Because my mom doesn't sweat ever. She just doesn't have pores. Her hair just comes straight out of her skin, no pore. Yeah. That makes sense in some universe. In our little place where we play in my mind, it makes sense. It makes sense. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it. Anything that I say, just go with me because I know I'm making no sense, but we're making the answers here today. This is my podcast where I answer all of your life's questions, everything from birth to death. All the answers of life will be found here. How do we find them? You make it up. You can't Google some things. You know how many times I want to Google, like, what the fuck is this? And it's just like something I'm looking at, or like I have, or like I'm holding. You like, what is this? You know? That's a question that Google can't answer yet. As far as I know, there's probably some. As far as I know, There's probably something that would tell you what, like a reverse Google image search, but you upload your own photo of what something is, and then it scans the internet. Is like, what is this? This is like one time I found some weird Lego thing at a party, and it still forever will just confuse me. I'm just intrigued by what the fuck this is. I don't know. Yeah, I wish I could look up what that plastic thing was. It could be nothing. It could be real. It could be fake. It could be a dream. Might not have even happened. Did it really happen? How things that happened 4 years ago, 4+ years, anything in the past didn't really happen. If you think about it, when did it happen? It's gone. It's just over. It's gone. Keep moving. Life keeps going. Any bad thing that could ever fucking happen, the worst possible thing that could happen to you, it already happened. It's gone. It's over. Now there's always the possibility that something worse happens eventually, and that's terrifying. You could live your whole life in fear of that. That could be fun. Oh, just walk outside in fear. Every day, wake up, panic. I don't know. Something bad might happen today. Like, you don't. If you don't do that, then you shouldn't do that about the past, I guess is what I'm saying. No one just like wakes up. I mean, unless you're really panicky and deep. I don't think anybody wakes up and it's just like, today might be the day. I might get hit by a bus. There's so many fears. You can think about everything. You can think about if you have the option to sit there and think about every bad thing that could possibly happen to you, you probably won't do it. Like, it's kind of like surveillance. If you have everything, you kind of have nothing, because how do you find the one thing? I don't know if that's really, I used to think that's how it worked, but I don't think that is how it works anymore. Given, like, who's going to comb through all of everything to find the one thing that you did or whatever? Does that make sense? I don't know if that is really how it works, but it's a concept that I thought of. The concept is still there. It still makes sense in theory that when you have the option to do anything, you might do nothing. That's kind of like that's an argument for socialism that some people use, is that like, well, yeah, in America you could do anything, so a lot of people choose to do nothing because they're just so overwhelmed by all the options. So here, where you have to do this, you are going to do it because you have to. And I don't think that's a good alternative. I definitely think that the options are there because you can participate if you want. And I just think that's freaking awesome. You don't have to play the game, but you can if you want to. If you want to, it's there. You can opt out. I mean, shit, you can opt out of life. I saw this TikTok account that was just some girl, I think from Thailand or something, just taking care of their like dying relative who looked already like a corpse in all the videos. And all the videos had all the same music. It was really creepy. And it was just showing video of this like corpse. And it was really popular. Like, there were a lot of people following the account. And my first thought was, what's going to happen when he dies? If he does die, when he dies, if he dies, what are they going to make content about? Oh, shit, I can't take care of him anymore. My career's over. I think if he dies, they can just take the first video and start re-uploading all the videos in the same order and just take one from the bottom each day and then go back to the top. And I think if you get like 1,000 videos, then you can just stop working and just post the old shit every day and get famous on TikTok without doing any work. Try it. Let me know if it works. I think the closest thing that white people ever got to culture, because we can agree that culture is for non-white people. White people have beer, sugar, memes, YouTube, heroin, meth. What do white people have in terms of culture? We have YouTube, we have memes, we have OnlyFans, we have Twitch streaming, gaming. Love gaming, Xbox, the N-word. This is our culture. We have mayonnaise, we have white bread, peanut butter and jelly. I think we made that one. Mac and cheese. What do white people have? Culture wise. Gaming, computers, the rainbow keyboard, that's pretty white. We have ketchup, we have peanut butter and jelly, we have Xbox, and the children on the Xbox who say the N-word. We have skiing. That's pretty white. That's pretty white. Skiing. Because of snow. Also because it's golf. That's pretty white. Allergies. White people have allergies to pollen. There's never been a non-white person who has had any allergies to anything ever. This is true. Just thinking of white things. What are things that white people... Monster Energy. Yeah. We have no culture. Culture is for other cultures. White people just have a fucked up idea of freedom. I bet white people invented high fructose corn syrup. No one invents anything anymore. What is there to make besides an app? When's the last invention? Like, no one's making the light bulb anymore. And it's fucking bullshit. Where's the light bulb when you need one? Why don't we have like better... There's nothing new to make anymore. We have everything. Shout out fridges. Keeping things cool. Holding it down. It's keeping it cool. Fucking radical, dude. So nasally. So nasally. One time I accidentally talked to myself in the bathroom and there were other people in the bathroom, so I just kept the conversation going to make it sound like I was on the phone. I just had a whole ass conversation with myself because I accidentally talked to myself one time. I said like one or two words that probably no one heard, and then the moment they heard it, just probably didn't give a shit because they were in the bathroom, and like it's not like we're gonna have a conversation. It's not like they're gonna come out of the stall and be like, "Who are you talking to? Yourself?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll be super embarrassed. It's not like any of that'll happen. So instead, I just continued talking to myself, and someone did come out of the stall, and I had to still commit to it. Someone came out of the stall, and I was just didn't have any earpiece in, nothing. I was just still talking to myself. And that probably gave it away dead, that maybe I'm the first person to have Neuralink, that I can, it's in my head. I'm on a call with, no, I'm on a call with someone. And he probably thinks I'm insane. And that dude probably thinks I'm insane. So I guess really what it is don't talk to yourself in public, because if you do, you will appear insane and people will be he's thinking about it right now. He's telling all his friends about that one guy in the bathroom who was talking to himself, but trying to make it seem like he was honest. There's two things happening right now. There's me telling that and him telling his friends about, because he sees straight through all my bullshit. He knows I wasn't talking to anyone. He was just like, there was some dude in the bathroom who accidentally like said something out loud in his head, and he just kept doing it to make it sound like he intended to do it. And I could tell that because there was a pause in between the first and the second thing he said, almost like it was waiting for somebody to finish speaking. But I don't think there's ever a conversation that could go like, oh yeah, I don't know. No, there's plenty of conversations that could go like that. Fuck. But what if no, that wouldn't work either. Like no one's conversation that goes like that. What would the other person be saying? What if no, that wouldn't work either. Nothing. There's no possible scenario that he was just talking to himself, trying to make it sound like it. He wasn't even really saying words at one point. He was just saying jibber jabber. He was just going like, oh yeah, wow, 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 wow. And that's no one talks on the phone like that. Trying to make it sound like I'm talking on the phone when I accidentally just talked to myself in a public bathroom with other people in it. Just a crowd of people listening to me like, yeah, wow. Because I don't really know how people talk on the phone because I haven't done it in years. I think there's a different language for it now. You know how like people have text speak? They have little emojis that they send. Well, there are sounds this is so fucked. This is so stupid. There are sounds that you can make to express emotions that are not words on the phone. There is a language it's like body language, but you can't, it's a little more primal. So instead of going like that, you go like, yay, something like that. What the fuck? This is the dumbest. I've ran out of things to say, so I've just I just invented a new language for a hypothetical because I have nothing to say. I've just said, what if there was a new language that you spoke on the phone that is emotions verbalized? So instead of waving your hand, you go, "Arr." This is the dumbest bit I've ever done on the podcast. And I'm clearly running out of ideas because I got nothing. But really, so what I think I'm trying to say is that I need to have more guests on because I guess I'm just not that charismatic. I guess I'm not that charismatic. I guess I just don't have what it takes to be a funny guy. And maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe I'm just not funny. Maybe I'm just spending all this time thinking I'm funny and I'm not. Maybe it is self-serving. Maybe I'm just trying to get famous because I think my thoughts matter, but really what I'm doing is just talking into a camera. And I'm doing it either way. It's all the same. I guess it doesn't really matter why I'm doing it. I am doing it. So I guess this is going to be a shorter episode because I have to have another guest on because, my day begins the second I wake up. I don't get up early. I just wait until the last moment I can be sleeping is, and then I stop and I have to start immediately because I slept in as late as I possibly could. So my day, when I wake up, I jump out of bed. I hurtle towards the bathroom and I take a shit and I brush. No, I don't even brush my teeth in the morning. I brush my teeth once a day. Dentists would probably be upset with me. I've been doing that for the past like 4 years. Because what's the point in brushing your teeth in the morning if you want to smell good, right? But do you want to ruin the taste of your coffee? And then do you also want to have coffee breath after all that? So I don't brush my teeth in the morning. Maybe that's making me smell bad and no one's telling me that I don't smell there. Can we just agree socially that if somebody smells, we'll let them know in a friendly way? We need to come up with some sort of social like agreement that when someone smells, you tell them. But I have no idea how to let them down easy. I have no idea how to kindly tell them that you fucking reek ass. You smell like an actual dookie right now. You smell like someone took a shit somewhere, but you could smell it. There has to be some sort of social agreement there. But yeah, I don't brush my teeth in the morning, and then I go straight to work. My day starts right when I wake up because I wake up at the last possible second. I'm not motivated. I just sleep as long as I possibly can so that I have to get up when I get up. Does that make sense? I feel like the moment I wake up, I'm energized. It's like, yeah, the moment I wake up, I'm in a panic because I have to hurry. Oh, God. I don't know. This is like, I think I'm about done for this episode. This is bullshit. This is all fucking fucked. It's all fucked. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed, please feel free to rate it on whatever the apps are. Share it with someone you love who you think might also enjoy it. And I will see you guys in the next episode, hopefully with more ideas. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm disappointed in this episode. I don't really know because I haven't watched it back yet. But I'm just like, dude, it's also getting pretty fucking hot. I hope the temperature cools down on its own and I don't have to do anything. Because God forbid I have to do something. Ugh. All right. Bye-bye.